actually scratched out every page of the magazine with red ink and I said rewrite, redo, 0 on 10, minus, never present, bring your parents. There was nothing positive about the brain that was forming.
Okay, so Kubra, describe yourself in 140 characters.
Oh, do I have to count them? No.
No.
Okay.
Shoot.
Effervescent, excited, zealous for life, ambitious, happy-go-lucky. I think humility is something that is a constant factor that you keep kind of building within yourself,
Right.
because it's very easy for you to lose sight of the ground.
Right.
And mom has always told us that you only need to remember that you are answerable to yourself, and as far as you have your head tightly screwed onto your shoulders and your feet firmly on the ground, you are going to be fine.
Tell us a little bit about Kubra the Kid.
The Kubra the Kid was bullied for my name, bullied for the color of my eyes, bullied for the texture of my hair.
That's so quintessential Indian. Why were you bullied? Like,
I was just bullied, and that too,
light eyes, lovely brown hair.
and that too curly hair. But no, you are bullied because you make friends easily with the boys. You laugh. You don't think how you sit. You just are you're just free in being who you are. तुम ऐसे मत बैठो, ऐसे मत करो. And the funny thing was, I was bullied by my teachers. So the teacher told my fellow students, don't talk to her. वो सांप है, वो डसेगी आपको. Seriously, I couldn't see, and I didn't know that I couldn't see as a child. So I never had that fair chance of interaction. I was terrible at geography. That became a bane for me. I was asked to write the same the same question answer sheet about 62 times by the end of the term, and I was the kid who was made to sit under the staircase where you have the wheelbarrow placed. I was made to sit there, and that's where I developed breathing problems. And in fact there was a time when my mum realized that I was taking every magazine, and I was, how we scratched out Weirdo today? I actually scratched out every page of the magazine with red ink and I said rewrite, redo, 0 on 10, minus, never present, bring your parents. There was nothing positive about the brain that was forming. And then my mom took me to a psychiatrist when I was really tiny. I'm talking about my 6th grade. And the psychiatrist told my mother, if you take her back to that school or even near the compound of that school, you will have a child who's neurologically damaged and shaken. And that's when she stopped my school. She didn't care about what the world is going to talk about, me missing a year. She fought back with the school, with the authorities. She sent me to a summer vacation school called Buoyancy.
When you grew up, was it a choice or was it rebellion?
I was never a rebel. For me, I was always somebody who thought you could have dialogue and make sense out of your dialogue, present possibilities, clear out your risks, and do what you want to do. I never thought of me to be a rebel. I didn't want myself to fight out of ways. Because when you fight out of ways, out of the ordinary, then you tend to hurt yourself or hurt people around you. So it's always easier to set smaller goals, achieve those smaller goals, build trust around you, so that you are able, so you have a better negotiation power. So that was the mindset that I always grew up with. Can I do this right? If I did it right, then I have something to say, but I did this. Can I try something new? I did that. Can I move forward? So setting myself up for smaller challenges which were achievable not only gave me confidence but my immediate surrounding confidence, that I could actually fly. So it was literally taking baby steps, slowly picking your wings up and then flying out. So that's what happened with me.
Perfect. Did you ever feel like when you were failing or when you weren't getting it right as a child, did you ever feel like what were the conversations you were having? Because success just didn't come. You didn't belong to the space. So
Yeah.
how did you break through that and say, I can do it, I can face it?
I think it was the shift that happened as a 13-year-old, to be told you can actually face anything, to be now, to actually remove the garbage out of your head and feed it with like positive thoughts about who you are, and that becomes then the foundation. And it's okay. It's okay to have a cruel foundation as far as you know you need to clean it up. जब बारिश पड़ती है ना मानसून में, तो आपका बेसमेंट तो भर ही जाता है, but you don't live with it. You clean it out and you go back to putting your cars back in your garage. You know what I mean? And it's something that we see around us, but we just find it too difficult to do on a daily basis. But that's our mind. Your mind is your garage. And you've had like Google and Microsoft and Walt Disney come out of garages. You know what I mean? So treat your mind as the most valuable asset, because what you put in, what you feed yourself with, is what goes out and allows you to face anything.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.